Hello and welcome to the mill. I am a co-host of yours, Dusty, and I have a copy of Apiary here. Normally I do kind of show you the packaging it came in, but this actually came right from Panda, and the packaging doesn't reflect what you're gonna get, so I just decided not to include that. So let's slide this off there. We have this beautiful box here with a design by Connie Vogelmann and art by Quanchai Moriah. And kind of a little bit of stats here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side of the box and that side of the box. This will be one of the, if you have one of those horizontal stores, that's one side. And then I think, man, that's a pretty side right there. And we'll set this down right here. We have a rule book, and Jamie will have made this available already, but one thing I do like is you can skip the rule book. We have another link there to the Dized tutorial, so you can actually skip the rule book and learn to play live. We have an appendix right there, and we have the Automa rules. Again, all this stuff's gonna be public, so I'm not gonna flip through it well in advance, but this is very cool to have a teaching guide to kind of help you walk through some of those actions that you're gonna take and some of the terminology. Really nice to have that there. And then we have a bunch of punch board. So let's go ahead and bring some of these up. You can see some of the dances. We have a docking mat here. We have some, looks like some planets, and we have some hex cards, some hex pieces. Let's see if we have, I don't really have that terminology at this point, but lots of punch board, lots of hexes. I guess that's considered a carving tile, and these yellow ones are considered the carving tiles. And we'll have these throughout here with docking mats and carving tiles and planet tiles. Probably also have some blank ones here, so you can create your own dance. This one right here is the Automa. We have an Automa docking mat here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I guess I'll scroll these. Let's go ahead and look at a back. I'm trying not to punch these out, but kind of cool to see what's back there. Nice of them to put this in there to very easily pull these out. Again, lots of punch board. We have these yellow carving tiles. We also have these red development tiles. And, we also have some dance tokens, which are what these are here. And lots of, these are hibernation tokens is what these ones are around the edge. What's kind of cool is it says place some punch boards under the insert to reduce the extra space. So I'm going to assume once we get this punched that there's going to be a lot more room in the box than, all of these tiles lifting up the box lid, because when it does arrive, it does have a little bit of extra lift. There's a little bit still showing, but once you get these all punched and put away, which I will go ahead and take a video of that too. These tiles right here, these dark token, or these dark ones are faction tiles, and these green ones here are farm tiles. You can see we got different varieties. You can see fiber and water and different resources. And not really cards, so I just wanted to kind of scroll through these and kind of show you a little bit different card backs, or hex backs as it were. These blue tiles here are the recruit tiles. They have a little bit of different abilities there. And I'm probably, rushing through these a little bit quick, so you can go ahead and pause and take a look. We have our ship mats here, or hive mats rather, which our hives are in space. So they're, you know, they're kind of our ships. Let me see, we have seed card stuff. Just blank space there in the back. Different benefits, different shapes of those hives. But man, this art is very pretty. The skip. All right, so we got our blank sheet that's probably just keeping things, that's probably, you know, probably toss that, but just keeping the rest of this stuff actually in place. So here we have the player board, which there's a 4 to 5 player side, and this one's gonna have some table presence too. Oh goodness. Wow. Yeah, that is a big old board. So we have this side right here, which is the 4 to 5 player side. And then on the other side, we have the 1 to 3 player board. And as of right this moment, I just took it out of the box. I can't tell you what the difference is between the spots, although, you know, typically different benefits depending on, you know, how many people are playing. And then we have the insert here. So you can see, I guess by default, that that does sit a little bit down there. So if you want to put some punch board underneath, you know, that kind of just lift up a little bit and bring it a little bit closer. So we got some player aids to kind of walk through the, you know, what the different iconography means. Always nice to have those in the game. We have these frames. So different stuff there. They're not cardboard, they're a little bit thinner. They're kind of card stock, thin card stock, like those hive mats. There's some bags underneath for various stuff. I'm sure Jamie's talked about it this time, but you know, this is the past at this point, and so like I am kind of surprised to see the clear plastic bags again. I do know that the ones that biodegrade, that they were kind of you know, you couldn't really see through them all that well. I have encountered a couple of copies at Gen Con where like they were just kind of like crumbling apart, which is what you want, except for when you're using them for storage. So I'm sure Jamie will talk about what the difference is, because I'm sure people will ask. So we got the different resource tokens here, and these are just they're wood, some pollen. We've got some gold, or some gold looking wax tokens, and we got some player cubes, or yeah, player tokens, different colors here. Now we have some cards, and these may be Automa. I'm not quite sure just yet. Seed cards. These are seed cards. I'll open that in just a second, but like, let's look at these dice, or maybe they're not dice, they're actually workers. And I think they have different strengths. So we have a stand for our mothership here, but check out these workers. I'm just going to throw some around there. But the different strength or value, you just kind of flip them over, which is kind of a neat little ability here. You can tell they got a little bit of a wash on them. Let's get a little closer there. Make it easier to read those numbers than if they were just a solid piece of plastic without that wash. But let's get back into this bag here and check that one out. Look at that big boy. So that's the ship there, and that's what the stand here is for. So you have that guy floating over the board, flying around. That's the queen ship miniature. And yeah, just some more dice there. And let's go ahead and, again, that's just bags under there for the different resources. Let's go ahead and crack into these cards. All right, so these are the seed cards, and we're going to get to the, sure, these are the Automa cards, but I have not looked in those instructions yet, so we'll look through that in just a second. But let's go ahead and look at these seed cards. All the backs look to be the same. We'll flip these over and go through them. Just to give you an idea of what seed cards are in there. Looks like there's a few different endgame conditions. Some opportunities at the top. Gain some, I think, Queen's favor with that one. And just kind of go through these a little bit. All right, and were those, they were numbered. So it looks like we got 45 of those seed cards. And so yeah, I think we see some Automa behavior right here. All right, so that is the cards, and we'll go ahead and take this insert out because I know there's one more thing you want to see before I work on putting it all together. The inside of the box is right here. So we got some names here, our play testers and copy editors, proofreaders. So I'm just going to go ahead and scroll that kind of slow. You're going to see some names you probably recognize from other Stonemaier titles if you happen to keep an eye on these. So thank you again for your time to help make Apiary the very best that it could be. There's our final check proofreaders right there. And yeah, so like we'll go ahead and look at the back of the box now. See some of the components, the story, that's always in the rule book too, but yeah, that's what it looks like out on the table. And get that text in there too. This one right here, I think this might be the first one that actually has that FSC certified right there, a mix of paper from responsible sources. That's very cool. I'm glad that Stonemaier decided to start doing that. Now I am going to go ahead and do a cut here where I get everything punched and put back together. All right, so now I have the reboxing of Apiary, and I didn't notice when I was showing the box off, but apparently that we don't have the normal diagram that shows where everything goes, and so I think we should all have the same unboxing experience. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you what I have set up organization-wise. By the time this video comes out, Jamie may have already addressed how this should be packed. I don't have that information, and what I meant by I think we should all have the same experience is I could email Jamie and say, hey, how does this all go back together? But that wouldn't be fair. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to walk through what I did here. So these dance tiles, and some of it's obvious because there's room in the box. So I'm going to toss these right here. That makes sense to me. And then we have these tiles right here. And you know, that's what those backs look like. So the different planets here. And I'm going to go ahead and put those right here. I think that's pretty much where they were meant to be. And then we have, we got some workers here, or whatever they're called. These tiles, these pieces right here, they actually fit down into this well pretty, you know, right almost where this is flush, which then makes room for these tiles right here. So these are the thinner ones, not cardboard. Boom, we got that loaded up, so that's good to go. I didn't notice when I was first showing it off, but this is a removable tray, and so I just put like our workers in here, and you can see I got the base and that queen bee ship right there. I'm going to tuck that down right there, and then I'm going to put the docking maps right over top of it to kind of keep those dice in place. Now, you may be wondering, since the cardstock itself said, you know, you can go ahead and place some punch boards under the insert to reduce extra space. I didn't do it, and it does seem like there's a lot of space, but let's just wait until I get it put together. I don't know if maybe it might just literally be 1 or 2 to lift that, but those docking mats fit really good right there, and you know, they would slide this way, but they're not going to slide either of those 3, which I think actually, based on kind of, there's a little cutout here through here. I think this is meant to, I guess I should say, the green tiles. I put all those right here, the red right there, yellow right here, and blue right there. And then this player aid actually kind of fits perfectly right there, so I'm sure that's what the intent was, so I'll keep those right there. And the cards that came in the game, the seed cards and the Automa cards, that actually drops down right there and looks like there's a little bit of room. And then we have, let's go ahead and, I just kept the resources and player tokens in the bags that they came in, and I mean, I just kind of tossed them right there. And then after I punched all the resources out of the punch board, I just kind of tossed it all into one bag. I think after a play or two, I haven't had a chance to play this yet, after a play or two, maybe it'll make sense to break these up another way, but for now, for my initial reboxing, that goes right there, and that all sets, you know, pretty much right there nicely into that compartment. Now the board actually has, the insert has a couple of risers here, and you know, that's just, it seems like that would work to keep some stuff in place. So the board I put right here. Now I was a little bit like, I think that pretty much is flush with the board in this post here, but I was a little concerned about putting our, you know, our hives, our ships, you know, here are the hive mats on there. Just, I mean, there's not really art, but I thought it could slide over there. So this piece of white paper, I was like, oh, we can probably just toss. In my copy, I'm just including it just like that to kind of maybe help that from sliding around. And then when I put the rule books back in, like you can see, we're pretty much right up flush with the box top. So I don't necessarily know that I will be including any punch board underneath, but that was how I repackaged my copy of Apiary. And you know, originally when you get it, it was, you know, it looks a little bit more like this because of all that punch board, but obviously once everything's put away, it fits nicely in there. And let's go ahead and give it, I guess, a little bit of shake just to see what happens inside. Why not? Not something I usually do, but there were those posts there that kind of made it look like it would kind of keep stuff together. And our rule books are just, you know, what I expect. Our hive mats and our game board. Yeah, I mean, everything stayed where it was supposed to stay. Our workers are still underneath the docking mat. All that stuff looks good. So yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good way to do it. If you end up including the punch board under yours, let me know how that works out for you. If you think that might be a better way for me to go, let me know in the comments. I'll give it a shot. I'll keep a few pieces of punch board around just in case, but that is the unboxing and reboxing of Apiary. And I should mention, there are still a couple of plastic bags that were included that I didn't have a use for, but that'll just go into my container of baggies. And so that is it for the repackaging and unboxing of Apiary. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.